Let's party.
Yeah.
Morning, graduates, families, friends, faculty, classified professionals, administrators, and members of the Board of Trustees. I am Dr. Matthew Critcher, Vice President of Student Services, and it is my privilege to welcome you and to open Chabot College's 59th commencement ceremony honoring the class of 2021. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It is now my pleasure to introduce the president of Chabot College, Dr. Susan Sperling.
Welcome. Welcome to Commencement 2021. I'd like to ask for a moment of silent reflection in honor of family members and friends who lost their lives during the COVID-19 pandemic or who are struggling to regain their health. Thank you. Chabot class of 2021. First, I need to say, you have amazed us in the face of a year that changed reality as we knew it, took lives, separated friends and families, and threatened to shut down the world's economies. You persisted to the goal line during a year of challenges unimagined and unimaginable by any other generation of college students. We celebrate you today, and we are awed by your accomplishment. Each one of you have confronted obstacles this last year, and that you arrived at this great day to walk our virtual stage and receive your degree says so much about your courage, about your focus, and about your stamina. That tells you and that tells us something big about your future, too. We know that you will bring this strength and this focus to your next big steps. Each one of you has an individual story of how you got to this day against all the odds. And we predict you will be telling that story to your children and your grandchildren. You have also faced uncertainty during a period in which violence and racism have been confronted across our country. This has brought both grief to families and friends suffering racist violence, but also a new consciousness among those across our country who have been in denial about these realities of our history. There is such hope, I believe, in that rising consciousness. And I know that as Chabot College alumni, you will work to achieve a more just and equitable society in which everyone is free to achieve their dream. Thank you, graduates, from the bottom of my heart for inspiring me and inspiring us. Thank you, family and friends of our graduates, for supporting them through to this finish line. And thank you, professors and support staff at Chabot, who have worked tirelessly with you so that you could achieve this great day. But of course, in the end, it is each of you who conquered all of the obstacles in your path to your future. And we celebrate your success today with great joy. Thank you. It's now my honor to welcome our district chancellor, Chancellor Ron Gerhard, who will do a formal welcoming of our Board of Trustees. Thank you. Chancellor Gerhard.
Hello, class of 2021. I'm Ron Gerhard, your Chancellor for the Chabot Las Positas Community College District. On behalf of our district and our Board of Trustees, I'd like to congratulate you on this very special occasion, your graduation from Chabot College. I know we continue to long for the day when we all can gather face-to-face in celebration, but since we are not quite at that moment, we are celebrating here with you today virtually in heart and in spirit. This moment in time is all about recognizing and honoring you. All about your achievements, your perseverance, your sacrifices, your contributions to the college, to your peers, and achieving your success. Everything that has led up to this commencement ceremony cannot be and should not be overshadowed. More than ever, right now, during these times, I challenge you, graduates, that as you continue on your path to success, that no matter what obstacles you encounter or challenges that lie before you, remain steadfast, optimistic, relentless in your pursuit of your ultimate goals and achievement of success, and ultimately happiness. We know that you've learned far more than what you've taken away from our classrooms. You've discovered that you are capable of amazing and wonderful things. Persistence and achievement of your success being recognized here today is evidence of that. As you turn the page to begin the next chapter of your life, we wish you much success and happiness, and know that you'll always have a home and a place here at Chabot College. And please do not forget, on your path to success, be good stewards of the knowledge and wisdom that you've gathered here at Chabot College. Become mentors and pass that down to current and future students to come. Graduates, we are so very proud of you today, and we recognize and honor all that you have achieved here at Chabot College, and we know that you will continue to go on in life to achieve great things. Graduates of 2021, congratulations and best wishes to each of you. It is my honor and privilege to introduce our Board of Trustees President, Genevieve Randolph.
Graduates, congratulations and welcome to your future. My name is Genevieve Randolph, and I have the honor of serving as the president of the Board of Trustees for the Chabot Las Positas Community College District. Today is a very special day for you, but it is just as special for all of us in the district. We are all proud of you. You have worked hard and conquered challenges to earn the right to be here today and accept your credential. I know that your faculty and the staff and administrators share your excitement as you celebrate your achievement today and step into a future that you've worked so hard to make happen. As you celebrate today, take time to reflect on all you have accomplished. Remember the nerves and the excitement of that first day you stepped on campus or entered a Zoom classroom. And then take a few moments to look around you and see how far you have come. Thank you for choosing to attend our colleges. By being here and showing up every day, you have made all of us better. You remind us that we have dedicated our careers to higher education so we can help make dreams come true for you and so many others. As you leave us today, I hope you don't forget your time with us, but rather reflect now and again with feelings of warmth and happiness. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, no matter where your life journey takes you, I wish you a future filled with continued success. And now, I would like to introduce Academic Senate President Miguel Colon.
Good morning. My name is Miguel Colon, and I'm the president of the Academic Senate. It is my honor to offer special congratulations from the faculty of Chabot College and Chabot College's Academic Senate. As the group responsible for the long nights you spent preparing for finals, we are incredibly proud of you. We celebrate your success. Earning a college degree or certificate is a significant accomplishment during normal times. Your accomplishment is amplified when you consider the countless challenges you've encountered. However, in the middle of those challenges, life has a way of revealing new ways in which it can be wonderful. For the past several years, I've started my Monday morning classes by asking students what they did over the weekend. Saying that they worked or did homework has always been an unacceptable answer. My feeling being that you're college students after all, and you should be allowed a little bit of fun. I've found it also to be an effective way of shaking loose the cobwebs and getting my students to start talking. The students seem to enjoy it as well, as past students often stop me in the hallways to tell me what they did over the weekend. Unfortunately, before COVID, there were only a few stories a week because most of our students do work, and they often spend the weekends catching up on homework. But this past year has been different. My Monday mornings are now filled with stories of birthday parties with little cousins, parties likely that weren't attended pre-COVID. I would hear how they bought their little cousin this or that and then played with them for a while. The playtime being of significantly more value to the little cousin than the present. My Monday mornings are full of, I cooked dinner for my mom or dad's birthday. They would describe not just what they prepared, but how they prepared it. You would hear the pride in the new chef's voice, knowing the next dinner was already being planned. My Monday mornings are filled with stories of Netflix and chill. The difference being that instead of it being with a partner or a friend, more often than not, it's with family, gathering to watch the latest release. My Monday mornings, now I hear stories of epic hikes to Mounts Diablo, Tamalpais, Grizzly Peak, Coyote Hills, and the Iron Horse Trail. These stories have increased as we've sought new ways to fulfill our need for adventure. My Monday mornings are increasingly including stories of travel. One student described how her spring break trip to New York City had been a dream come true. Stories of moms and dads ditching their kids with the grandparents and running off to Hawaii or Cancun. Road trips north and south to see friends and family or just to see. We're spreading our wings again and exploring. Safely, of course, but still exploring. Increasingly, my Monday mornings now include bike rides. Yes, bike rides. Pre-COVID, thrift stores weren't even accepting bikes anymore, but now we're riding them again. Earlier this semester, a student shared with lots of excitement that she had received a new bike for her birthday. Now her Monday morning reports are of rides and her adventures. Another student received an electric bike for his birthday that he used to ride through trails and forests. Who would have thought that a bike would have been the new it gift? The story of this past year is being written, but you have an opportunity to control your narrative of the COVID story. This is your story, and it's yours and yours alone to tell. While you don't want to forget what was lost, also remember the birthdays with little cousins, the dinners you cooked, the epic hikes, the bike rides, the road trips, and yes, even the nights of Netflix and chill. I promise these will be the stories you remember fondly and tell for years and years, so write them well. And now, as restrictions lessen, a new normal will be created, and your post-COVID narrative will be waiting to be written. Will it be filled with work and weekends catching up on past assignments? Or will it include road trips, hiking, biking, dinners, and birthdays? I hope it does. If you see me in the hall next semester, stop and tell me. Once again, I congratulate you on your accomplishment. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Noelle Adams, President of Chabot College's Classified Senate.
Hello, graduates. My name is Noelle Adams, and I'm the President of Chabot College Classified Senate. As we celebrate your achievement today, I'm sure many of you are already looking ahead and wondering, what's next? Perhaps you're feeling excited. Perhaps you're feeling inspired. Or maybe you're simply feeling unsure. I remember that's how I felt on my graduation day. I was feeling anxious about the future, and I was questioning whether I had what it would take to do the next big thing. In fact, I had those kind of feelings and anxieties throughout much of my life. I grew up in a low-income household. Neither of my parents went to college, and my mom didn't graduate high school. We were always just getting by. And my parents really couldn't provide much in the way of traditional educational opportunities and resources. In fact, my dad did manage to get us an encyclopedia set, but it was at least 30+ years old. But that didn't matter much. I wasn't going to read them anyway, because my dyslexia made me despise reading. I actually disliked reading so much that one December afternoon, I convinced my older sister to read aloud an entire book to me so I could write a book report. In exchange, I would string all the Christmas lights on the tree, which was a task she despised doing. Hours later, she was still reading to me, begrudgingly, as I was kicking back on the couch. I aced that book report. So despite having come from a challenging home environment and having dyslexia, I managed to do extremely well academically. But still, during the early years of my life, I was saddled with a persistent case of imposter syndrome. I felt I was less prepared and even less capable than my peers and colleagues. And I thought that there were certain things that I would just never be able to do. That self-doubt was buried deep inside of me for a long time. Then, at some point, I actually realized that I had done quite a few of those things I never thought I could do, like read an entire book from cover to cover, all on my own, or write a 2,000-word essay. I still hadn't completely shaken that self-doubt, though, because I found myself a bit awestruck as I was handed my college diploma for the degree I'd earned with magna cum laude honors. Not long thereafter, I was packing my bags to fly across the world to serve as a United States Peace Corps volunteer in the Republic of North Macedonia in Eastern Europe. After 2 years of service, I was promoted to train the new volunteers coming into the country. And yet again, I found myself worrying about the next big thing and feeling that self-doubt. Then, much to my surprise, I was recruited by Google, and I was fortunate enough to get to work in their famed headquarters in Mountain View. And those milestones, along with others, brought me here today, having the honor to share my story with all of you, because I was elected to represent my colleagues as a classified Senate president. So here's my advice to you on your graduation day. Be bold enough to act as a self-champion in your life, not a self-doubter. You'll always be able to find someone out there who will doubt and challenge you. Leave that to them. Believe in yourself instead. Go forth and continue to accomplish. And stop to celebrate the milestones like today. You'll achieve so very many of them in your life. Chabot believes in you. Now make sure you continue to believe in yourself. Make yourself proud. Congratulations, graduates. And next, I'd like to welcome to the podium Student Senate President Teresa Pedrosa.
I want to give personal thanks to President Sterling, Vice President Matt Critcher, Vice President Stacey Thomas, President and Faculty Senate Miguel Colon, President of Classified Senate Nicole Adams, Chancellor Ron Gerhardt, and the Board of Trustees. Welcome, graduating class of 2021. My name is Teresa Pedrosa, and I am the President of Chabot College Student Senate. I was in your shoes in 2017 when I graduated and earned my AS degree in Early Childhood Development Studies and AA degree in Liberal Studies. I thought I would never get there because I had to deal with many challenges, including learning disabilities. However, I know that when life presents setbacks, we can seize those as growth opportunities to become stronger, better people. And so I fought on through my obstacles, and here I am today as a testimony to the fact that, yes, we can do anything you want in life, as impossible as it may seem. You, the class of 2021, had to deal with so much more due to COVID-19, including taking tech classes online, which was an experience many had probably never done before. And for some of you, that was a big challenge to deal with, along with being at home with your children and helping them with Zoom while studying for your own classes. Some of you had to take care of your parents, siblings, and still study and work in full-time jobs. But here you are, emerging through all the difficulties and anxieties of the past year, ready to pursue your success beyond Chabot as strong students. Graduating class of 2021, I thank you. I am so proud of you for never giving up, and so are your parents, your children, and your siblings. Thank you, graduating class of 2021. This is your day to celebrate. You deserve it.
It's now my very, very great pleasure and honor to introduce our keynote speaker for this year's commencement, our student Alicia Fisher. Ms. Fisher.
Thank you, Chancellor Gerhard, President Sperling, Student Services Vice President Critcher, Academic Services Vice President Thompson, Board of Trustees, Faculty Senate President Colon, Classified Senate President Adams, and Student Senate President Pedrosa. I am honored to speak to and represent this year's class of 2021. As former First Lady Michelle Obama said, quote, "Don't ever underestimate the impact you can have, because history has shown us that courage can be contagious and hope can take on a life of its own. Our courage to dream, defy the challenging odds of this year, and succeed has united us all here today. I am extremely proud of our graduating class to have persevered and made it to today. In spite of a worldwide pandemic and the shift to online learning, we have beaten the odds and overcome. Today is a day to remember, honor, and celebrate our achievements. Thinking back to last year when the pandemic hit and classes were suspended in March 2020, We thought we would be back within a few weeks, maybe months, but none of us knew it would be more than a year. We didn't know it would be the last time we would see classmates, professors, or educators who have become a part of our community. Once we found out we would not be coming back to school or quote unquote normal, it left us with a feeling of uncertainty, fear, and doubt. Many of us didn't know what the future would hold, but what did we do? We did not give up, we did not lose hope. We adapted, and we persevered. I will admit there were times when I felt discouraged and frustrated. The pressure to succeed in an online environment and adapt to this new world was unbearable at times. With the switch to online learning came many challenges. Our whole world as we knew it was forever changed. I'm not a person who is usually open to talking about their feelings, but I feel like it is important for my fellow graduates to know. There were times when I cried and cried, when I did not feel like getting up out of bed in the morning, wondering why I was still in school, when the future was uncertain. Why do I share these personal moments with you? Because in one way or another, we have all experienced those moments of frustration and discouragement that made us question ourselves. This year has tested all of our limits like nothing else we have ever experienced. What this year really taught me was the importance of asking for help, whether it was for my mental health, for work, for school, or with family. What I quickly learned as I gained more responsibility is that if I'm not okay, how will I be able to help others? The reality was I couldn't. And that is when I learned to keep this year to the essentials: my health, my classes, and my family. Overall, learning the importance of setting boundaries and taking care of our health is an essential lesson many of us have learned this year. But what helped me through the discouraging times were the people and connections I made at Chabot. From the Summer Bridge program to El Centro, from Puente to the Stay Woke Collective Club, from the Student Senate to the Interclub Council. I remember graduating from Castro Valley High School in 2019 and feeling anxious about starting my college education. Applying for the Summer Bridge and Puente programs was one of the best decisions I made to start my college career. I was welcomed to a new community with open arms. I was introduced to other support services on campus, where I met many of the groups that have become and continue to be my family till this day. Being a part of different communities on campus made me feel supported in my education. They were a tremendous help in lifting me up when I felt discouraged. I want to take a moment to say thank you to all the people and groups who have supported me throughout my academic journey. To my familia at El Centro, who have helped me months before I even started at Chabot and made me feel like part of a family. A special shout out to Dean Abby Patton for believing in me and helping me obtain my first student assisting job at El Centro. To my Puente familia, who have been there for me since day one at Chabot and helped me navigate the campus. A special thank you to Sandra Genera for being a supportive professor and mentor. To my Stay Woke Collective family for always supporting and advocating for students in the fight towards social justice for all. A special thank you to Professor Kay Fisher and Dr. Jessica Gallucci for being supportive mentors. To the Student Senate, my former fellow senators and advisors who have had my back in making this campus a better place for students. One of the most important projects we worked on was the online learning letter. We drafted a letter addressing student concerns with online learning and what we needed to be successful in our classes. Our student concerns were brought to Chabot administrators, faculty, and staff. As a result, changes such as open study spaces and better knowledge of the tutoring hiring process were implemented to better support us in our education here at Chabot. Student advocacy and civic engagement is not an effort I want to see end when we graduate. Chabot students who are continuing their education, I encourage you to be involved, make connections with your fellow students, and advocate for change that will help propel our student community to success. My fellow graduates, continue advocating for yourselves and your education, wherever your journey takes you. We, the students, are the heart of Chabot College. Lastly, I want to dedicate my accomplishments to my parents and family. They have been my rock all my life, especially this year. They remind me every day of who I am and where I come from. I want to honor my entire family and thank them for the generational wisdom they have passed on to me. I want to honor my Uncle Clarence and Grandpa Seth, who did not make it through this year to see this day. They are a reminder of who I am and why I am here, in honor of my family and history, my Black history, my Mexican history, and my Boricua history. I wish I could name everyone who has helped me along the way to make it to this day, but we would be here all day. To finish, I want all my fellow graduates to remember why you are here. Who or what is it that kept you motivated? What helped you get out of bed in the morning or helped you push through an endless amount of online assignments? Who or what do you keep close to your heart? Remember them, honor them, and thank them. Even if they are not physically here, close your eyes. Picture them in your mind and thank them. We have all lost so much this year, but we have also developed a greater appreciation for life, and it has transformed us into new people. I don't think any of us are the same people we were when this pandemic started. I can say for certain that I'm not. We have adapted, we have learned, and we have overcome. Be proud of who you have become. Savor this moment. Remember this moment. This will be one of our many accomplishments. After this year, we can tackle anything. Congratulations, class of 2021.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the students graduating with the highest of honors, graduating with a 4.0. Denisha Chloe Alcantara, Javier Alfonso, Julian Alfonso, Catherine Cabreza, Dominic Cedillo, Tracy Chin, Amy Dang, Gianna Delgado, Cheon Yu Den, Hafsa Desai, Marissa Dur, Khalid Durrani, Yulia FM Nenko, Amay Finn, Reina Harding, Karen Ishiguro, Sabrina Javier, Jacqueline Jimenez, Chi Chen, Kumai Louis, Zauzin Louis, Jasperit Mann, Faven Musi, Victoria Nugent, Nan Win, Elobani Perez, Myra Polanco, Daisy Polanco Cervantes, Valeria Rios del Real, Veronica Saldivar, Madiha Siddiqui, Hannah Stanley, Mirna Taufik, Nargis Torabi, Zustrix Victoria, Sebastian Kai I. Woodson, Eugen Yu. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dr. Stacy Thompson, and I am the Vice President of Academic Services here at Chabot College. I have the distinct privilege of leading this part of the ceremony for the class of 2021. I must acknowledge that this graduating class will be known for many historical events. My hope is that you will have fond memories of your time here at Chabot College, and while at the same time realizing the events that have led to this day. In May of 2020, we will forever remember the names of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. These names will forever be in the collective memory of all of us as Americans. Not because it was the first time we have witnessed events that led to their demise. Not because we have not been aware of the injustices of our justice system. And not because the protests and unrest and rallies that occurred were new, but because of the impact that these events had on all aspects of a society, including and especially educational institutions. But when we reflect on the history of this country, it becomes apparent that these tragic events, in conjunction with the COVID-19 pandemic and shelter in place, set the stage for this movement. While the country was still in shelter in place, there was no choice but to watch the disturbing images over and over again. So in many ways, we could have given credit to the COVID-19 pandemic and thank it for providing the spark that led to the movement. As stewards of public education and we promote education both as teachers, counselors, and classified professionals. And we are all needed in order to shape the minds of the next generation. As a result of the movement, many of us looked forward to identifying the barriers that kept Black students and students of color from being successful and completing their educational journey at Chabot College. Recently, a group of Black minds and allies were convened by President Sperling in response to this moment, a moment in time, the moment in time that was sparked by a movement. The movement at Chabot College was the Black Excellence Collective, the 10 by 10 Villages. A presidential task force was shaped to help create a positive learning experience for Black students here at Chabot College. Our work now is to continue to set the stage to ensure that barriers are broken down and that systems are set in place so that the movement will continue and be sustained long after the pandemic is over. And I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the violence towards our Asian American and Pan-Pacific communities. We stand in solidarity with them. I would like now to share with you a poem by Amanda Gorman, who, from her inaugural speech, said to us, "As we strive to forge a union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man and women. And so we lift our gaze not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first. We must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so that we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to no one and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true, that even as we grieved, we grew. And even as we hurt, we hoped. And even as we were tired, we tried. That we'll all forever be tied together victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. And so she tells us, for there is always light, if only we are brave enough to see it, if only we were brave enough to be it. Now it is my distinct honor to present the students of Chabot College with a grade point average of 3.5 and higher, who are graduating with the highest honors in the class of 2021. Please join me in congratulating these highest honors students. Students with grade point averages of 3.25 to 3.49 will be graduating with honors. Please join me in congratulating these honors students. I am most honored to present the candidates for the degree of Associate's Degree in Arts or Associates in Science, and the candidates for Certificates of Achievement. Certificates of Proficiency, certificates are being conferred for their degrees and certificates today. Thank you. Now, wherever you are, would all students of the class of 2021 please rise and remain standing so that I may present you to the President and Chancellor and to the Board of Trustees. President Sperling, Chancellor Gerhard, and Board of Trustees, I proudly present to you the Chabot College class of 2021.
Jamika Marie Aber. Baha Wag Jendi Abd Abdallah. Wagje Abdallah. Delcy Karadang Abella. Samuel Toby Abiola. Riza Elizabeth Abreu. Fedwa Jamal Abushi. Hussein Abushi. Lorenza Acosta. Linda Acuna Fleming. Ashley Lene Adams. Sandra N. Adina. Mujgan K. Afshar. Susana Aguayo de Torres. Angela Maria Aguilar. Bryant Ulysses Aguilar. Ivanette Aguilar. Leah E. Aguilar. Sonia de Los Angeles Aguilar. Cassandra Elizabeth Aguilera. Irlanda Aguiniga. Jeremy J. Aguirre. Kayla M. Akers. Nahid Akhtar. Alicia Jocelyn Alcala. Angel Jesus Alcala. Brianna Maria Alcantar. Vanessa Alcantar. Denisha Chloe Corpez Alcantara. Eugene Pacho Alcera. Angel Benjamin Alegría. Sylvia Lorena Alegría. Lisa Michelle Alexander. Javier Damian Alfonso. Julian Rafael Alfonso. Wafa Ahmed Al-Ghazali. Zafia Ali. Rebecca Joanne Ali Marong. Shaden Abdallah Ajamal. Gilda A. Ellen Brooks. Marwa Alakozi. Ebtihal M. Alodi. Ali Hamid Al-Shawabka. Sehem Khaled Al-Taifi. Afra H. Al-Thuraya. Crystal Al-Tom. Angela Michelle Alvarado. Kenny Alexander Alvarado. Zuleika Alvarado. Alicia Marie Alvarez. Jacqueline Guadalupe Alvarez. Maria Isabel Alvarez. Alexandra Camila Alvestigui. Eileen Alvizo. Michael Angelo Amescua. Neda Abigail Amesquita. Suganya Amayapan. Carlo Nuguir Amurao. Fanu Anam Miraj Safura. Rachan L. Anderson. Nehemiah Malachi Andrade. Rafael Jose Andrade. Janice May Andrews. Guadalupe Stephanie Aguiano Toralba. Edris Mir Ansari. Isabel Aquino. John Edward Argao Aquino. Janet Marie Aranda. Joao Paulo Arantes. Honey Jean Arce. Ramon Arce. Jacqueline Adechiga. Karen Arellano. Galilea Arias. Kiara Elisa Admendariz. Greg Robert Arnott. Tavon Unwine. Hans Carmesis Arquisola. Marielle Ann Atienza Radaza. Marcos Gabriel Araguin. Guadalupe Ariola Herrera. Ruby Di Mayo Ariola. Jacqueline Arroyo Ruiz. Elias Yaya Arzala. Alejandro Cruz Artiaga. Luisa Esmeralda Artiaga Aguilar. Colleen Marie Arvizu. Malalai Ariobi. Destiny Jade Adabe. Nicole D. Ashley. Lolanilu Ramos Atienza. Brianna Marie Auriema. Ma Angela Fernandez Austria. Jessica Marie Avelar. Luis Eduardo Avila, Sabrina Aviles, Malak Ahmad Awad, Jessica S. Ayala, Ricardo Ayala, Nathan Angelo Imson Ballingett, Adriana Burnett Ball, Lucero Alvarado Baines, Naveen Bansal, Patricia Ann Banting, Karina Michelle Barillas, Yesenia Y. Barnett, Ana Isabel Barrera, Yesenia Isabel Barrios Luna, Monique Barroso, Geraldine D. Bassa, Usama Bawazir, Lucia Belloso, Itzel Keilani Benitez, Joseph Leon Bennett, Gabriel Benoza, Taylor Ellen Benson, Genevieve Alexis Ayala Bermio, Brianna Elizabeth Betancourt, Nachel Bengal, Laura Bibian, Karina Suse Bibiano Nunez, Eugene J. Butil Biak, Sarah James Blake, Yvonne Blanco, Caleb Hale Blankenship, Pamela Blunt, Jenny Gomes Bodas, Jason Oscar Boziger, Amarpreet Bola, CJ Bolanos, Tammy T. Bollinger, Misty Michelle Bonds, Sean Frank James Bongiovanni, Cornelius Romaris Bonner, Rosalinda Borrero, Marisol Botello, Amira Zainab Buo Jupam, Michelle Lynn Boyd, Mikhail Lee Bradley, Calisandria S. Bradshaw, Yvonne A. Bravo, Caitlin Elizabeth Briscoe, Julia Lee Broecker, Alexandria Renee Brown, Danielle Aaliyah Brown, Joel William Brown, Lauren Hale Brown, Tina Louise Brown, Jessica Nicole Bryan, Ramel M. Bui, Mercedes Antonia Burke, Zoe Michelle Burke, Christopher Burks, Jonathan Page Burr, Chelsea Bonifacio Bustos, Jennifer Lynn Butterfield, Jessica Ann Cabada, Axel Christian Adelor Cabato, Josefina Cabeza, Romaline Ashley Cablé, Ellie Kathleen Cave Cabling, Emiliano Cabrera, Shaida Surit Cabrera, Catherine Reyes Cabreza, Edward Alvin C. Cabuong, Cariana Bridget Kawansi Martinez, John Galang Calada, Madison Rachel Calacagno, Gianina Vanessa Calderon, Maria del Carmen Calderon de Espinosa, John Delano Caldwell, Laura Ann Khalif, George Michael Kalakna, Donice Jate Calloway, Christina Alexis Colonhe, Russell Greg Camfield, Renee Marie Kamins, Paul Daniel Electo Campana, Giovanni Campos, Amanda Christine Canas, Ashley Lynn Candelario, Brittany Moira Pereña Cañete, Brendan Cano, Rachel Ann Cantada, Marine Continue, Andrea Evangelina Cardenas, Leslie Cardenas, Cameron Ross Cardona, Heidi Caro, April Dean Carpenter, Anna M. Carrillo, Diego Israel Carrillo, Jasmine Nichelle Carter, Joseph Michael Carvalho, Paul R. Casey, Christina I. Castaneda, Jeanette Castaneda, Jasmine Elizabeth Castaneda, Leonardo Albert Castaneda Morillo, Megan Ann Castellanos, Nidia Joanna Castellanos, Denise Castellanos Perez, Leah Angelique Castillo, Angel Eusebio Castro, Nay Rena Catis, Michael Carmen Cavalieri, Tamara Ceballos, Dominic Eric Cedillo, Joanna Raquel Ceja, Jocelyn Ceja, Liliana Lisette Ceja, Patricio J. Celis, Carol Cervantes, Jennifer Jaslyn Cervantes Rodriguez, Natasha Sofia Chacon, Megan Ritika Chara, Ariel Winston Chan, Aaron Michael Chancellor, Ranjita Anjini Chand, Shevlin Nitin Chand, Jocelyn Chaparro, Pauline Marie Chase, Harmone Monique Chapman, Jonathan Duong Chow, Maria Alejandra Chavarria, Daniel J. Chavez, Isaiah Antonio Chavez, Karen Chavez Valencia, Ranjit Singh Chima, Mary Elizabeth Chelucci, Aaron W. Chen, Kuyuan Chen, Dorothy Hsien Hui Chen, Haoming Chen, Jianlong Chen, Jintao Chen, Qianfeng Chen, Rachel Z. Chen, Jamari K. Cherry, Brandy Nicole Chesbro, Evan Michael Murray Chevalier, Eric Ao Chun, Warisara Chi Wafanit, Ivan Chick, Denicia Kishan Childress, Katrina Childsfong, Tracy Kine Chin, Sujung Koi, Sai Chan Choi, Lisandro Chantal, Raya Chopra, Claudine Suyen Chow, Kaylee Ashlyn Choi, Ariana Elise Christensen, Kendrick N. Chuk, Anna Chuan, Karen Irene Chuang, Miranda Lum Chuang, Ronald Christian Kale Chai, Eric Esteban Ciavarelli, Jordan F. Cineas, Javier Cisneros, Anthony Clark, Xavier Maximus Clark, Jillian K. Capistrano Claudel, Carrie Bianca Clutter, Erica C. Coad, John B. Kobangbang, Adrian Marquise Cochran, Franklin Coelho, Isabella Monique Colau O'Quinn, April Lee Coleman, Stephen H. Coley Northington, Halai Raniel Collier, Amari Barbara Jean Collins, Roseanne Christina Colon, Matthew J.J. Colt, Desiree Staples Concha, Amanda Marie Contreras, Antonio Contreras, Stephanie Marie Contreras, Natalie Cordero, Ricardo Cornejo, Teresa Maria Correa, Graciela Candelaria Cortez, Victoria Cortez, Jeremy Cortez, Alyssa Rafaela Cospin, Sarana Cotton, Keetrick Dwayne Cottrell, Ashley Ann Cox, Jalen Michael Kraft, Crystal M. Creech, Eden Cruz, Isaiah Sean Cruz, Joseph Vince Castro Cruz, Laura Cruz, Daisy Esmeralda Cruz Martinez, Maria del Pilar Cubillos Suarez, Donald Cuevas, Diane Cuevas Collin, Enrique Curiel, Kalai Lani Askia Curry, Christina Griselda Dakpanu Hasegawa, Hy-Vee Montel Daly, Carmina May Delau, Maya Camille Deluz, Amy Tao Dang, Dewey Kim Dang, Alexis Stern Daniel, Catherine Marcella Dardon, Catherine Karishma Das, Shaliza Das, Heather Ann David, Tammy Renee Davidson, Nealoni Michaela Davis, Maria Teresa de Arce Goretti, Erin Grace de los Reyes de Guzman, Angel de la Cruz, Alondra Guadalupe de la Vega, Paul de la Vega, Mónica Elizabeth de León, La Shunda Taliaja de los Reyes, Anisa Eltezam de Ramos, Siana Lu de Anda, Heather Ann Dekarsky, Alex Arthur Desierto, Chun Yi D, Evelyn Del Toro, Carlo de Guzman de la Cruz, Louise Angelica Cajigas de la Cruz, Lorenzo Jose de León Guerrero, Kamari M. Delgadillo, Nayeli Delgadillo, Alicia Diaz Delgado, Gianna Ornelas Delgado, Danica Jasmine Damadera, Kianyu Dang, Brandon V. Dale, Hafsa Desai, Maimuna Suraj Desai, Amanpreet Kaur Dilian, Daniel A. Diaz. Stephanie Jasmine Diaz. Felicia Ann Diaz. Luis Sergio Diaz. Maria Isabel Diaz Mendola. Danny Diaz Orozco. Ronideth Demopasok. Natalie Hope Dion. Nathaniel Mabolo Dizon. Tammy Nuyet Doe. Nicholas William Dodmiad. Brianna Ray Dolan. Theodore Serafika Domingo. Laura Patricia Dominguez. Marissa Ibarra Dor. Gersharon Singh Dosanjh. Jolie Dravich. Maria A. Duarte. Nicole Francis Duarte. Mario Dueñas. Durga Rani Dugirala. Sarangabe Dukaray. Han Ni Duong. Rafael Eugenio Duran. Susana Alejandra Duran. Khalid Durrani. Christina Ann Dwyer. Michael Alexander Dyer. Melissa B. Eastgate. Suzanne Christine Ebel. Rosita Linda Echeverria. Daniel Jacob Ecker. Yulia Vladimirovna Efmenko. Sarah Elizabeth Ice. Salam AJ Eldam. Eunice Elefante. Alex Francisco Elenes. Daryl Lamont Ellingberg Jr. Allegra B. Ellis. Charlotte Caparo Ilopre. Edward Soy Eng. Kirk Wayne Epps. Jessica Belen Escalante. Zora Esmati. Anthony G. Esparza. Vanessa Danielle Esparza. Anne Ariacana Espinoza. Ruby Guadalupe Espinoza. Greg Kevin Esqueda. Sabrina Estrada. Betel D. Etafe. Jessica Elyoki. Amina Brianna Ewing. Chibuke Jimmy Ezenekwi. Jolene Kimberly Fabea. Jacqueline Fabian. Ying Fan. Lawrence Shenhong Feng. Quais Alexander Farage. Salonika Renelle Farmer. Cynthia Laura Fausto. Zhao Ting Feng. Kyle Brandon Ferguson. Schubert Fraser Fernandez. Cristina Fernandez. Dalia Lucia Fernandez. David Fernandez. Michelle Lee Fernandez. Victor Antonio Fernandez. Justin Fernandez Guzman. Maria Isabel Fernandez Sotomayor. Shakila Ferros. Ismelda Ferreira. Sofia Cristina Ferrufino. Jocelyn Figueroa. Charles Jam Filippucci. Amy Suzanne Finn. Eleni Fioregis. Alicia Lorena Fisher. Jessica Dominique Fitzpatrick. Ryan Pierce Fleming. Cecilia Tijero Flores. Javier Alexis Flores. Moises Alberto Flores. Shaina Marie Galan Flores. Regina de Los Angeles Flores de Portillo. Tatiana Isabel Fortman. Ajaya Lavender Fox. Jocelyn Franco. Eugenio A. Francois. Brianna Nicole Fredline. Alfredo Fuentes Ramirez. Tina Cicely Fulton. Hasamuddin Gabar. Rosalva Gaeta Argueta. Nathaniel Pamituan Galang. Cheyenne Deborah Gallegos. Jessica Rose Gali. Matthew Thomas Gallinati. Julissa Gallo. Charlene Joy Garcia Galios. Juan Carlos Galvan Ramirez. Sara Gamez. Shan Shin Gao. Alicia Garcia. Angela Selena Garcia. Araceli Garcia. Brian Garcia. Brian Garcia. Daisy Amalia Garcia. Gabriela Garcia. Gerline Ocampo Garcia. Herminia Edith Garcia. Yvonne Betsabe Garcia. Jacqueline Garcia. Jacqueline Hannah Garcia. Jessica Evelyn Garcia. Jorge Figueroa Garcia. Kristen Andrea Garcia. Lorena Garcia. Yolanda Mónica Garcia. Jesus Garcia de Leon. Anthony Tyrone Garza. Flor Marina Garza Morales. Michael Luis Gaspar, Graciela E. Gaxiola, Kevin Jacob Gebb, Marcos Rene Genera, Svetlana Georgiesh, Jenna Mae Sunshine Gerds, Demetriana Germany, Claudia Gertz, Yasmin Ganem, Wesley Ku Giong, Samuel James Gilliam, Edelbert Rayos Godoy, Lester F. Gomez, Nathaniel C. Gong, Angelina L. Gonzalez, Gail Terese Amay Gonzalez, Rebecca Marie Gonzalez, Belen Gonzalez, Cesar Gonzalez, Cynthia Periasai Gonzalez, Elizabeth Gonzalez, Eric Ivan Gonzalez, Esmeralda G. Gonzalez, Jacqueline Marie Gonzalez, Jennifer Gonzalez, Juan Manuel Gonzalez, Julissa Guadalupe Gonzalez, Justin Jamie Gonzalez, Christine Camila Gonzalez, Maribel Gonzalez, Robert Jesus Mark Gonzalez, Ana Rosa Gonzalez Ruiz, Michelle Lene Goodman, Melissa D. Gordon, Cree Sela Gutier, Anna Marie Gray, Danita Green, Christian Jovan Greenlee, Courtney Louise Griffin, Emily Grimm, Krista Dawn Groh, Mitchell Delia Guadarrama, Chao Ping Guan, Stephanie Guerrero Godinez, Cynthia Elizabeth Guerrero Hinojosa, Mitchell E. Guevara Calero, Mario Guido, Brianna E. Guillen, Natalie Gitron, Sydney Marie Dulay Gundran, Ritu Gupta, Jacob Henry Gurul, Jesus Antonio Gutierrez, Carla Montserrat Gutierrez, Noé Edgardo Gutierrez, Victor Damien Gutierrez, Leonardo Guzman, Nayeli Guzman Cruz, Charlene Ha, Daniel Tajun Ha, Tony the Ha, Ahmad S. Habibzada, Jaweed Hamidi, Robert James Hance, William Martin Handke, Raina Harding, Autriana Adele Hardy, Alyssa Joy Harmon, Carol Yanitza Harris, Stacy Bennett Harris, Dawila Harrison, Rutherford Lowell Hart, Nelofar Hashimi, Tristan J. Haas, Gary Neil Hayashi, Saba Hayat, Junang He, Zhangming He, John Carl Heffley, Aspie Garnett Hernandez, Blanca Rosa Hernandez, Edgar Aaron Hernandez, Elmer Mauricio Hernandez, Eric Mauricio Hernandez, Kenya Janderly Hernandez, Maribel Hernandez, Mónica Elizabeth Hernandez, Fatima J. Hernandez Barajas, Celina Carolina Hernandez Calderon, Oscar Giovanni Hernandez Graham, Iliana Hernandez Peña, Destiny Marianne Hernandez Torres, Desiree Unique Herrera, Idaña Estefania Herrera, Taylor Misaye Herrera, Katija Selene Igareda, Andrea Higman Bailey, Ethan Ho, Min Ho, Bei Van Hoang, V. T. Hoang, Jacqueline Louise Hollis, Aaron Casey Home, Milton J. Huamani, Jason Huang, Li Jun Huang, Michelle Huang, Yonglin Huang, Amanda Marie Huerta, Aulia M. Hughes, Erica Ebeth Hunter, Samantha Jillian Hunter, Bianca Yasmin Hurtado, Cindy Hurtado, Jasmine Hussein, Sarfraz Hussein, Razan Hussein, Brandon Hu Fuk Huyen, Alexander Acasiano, Jackie Ignacio, Bibi Shabana Ijaz, Zoha Irshad, Karen Esther Ishiguro, Dennis Iskandar, Ian Robert Jacinto, Jose J. Jacinto, McKenna Starr Jackson, Rachel Alexandria Jackson, Robin Michelle Jackson, Andrea Alisay Jackson Korn, Victoria Jessie Jaquez Yahich, Sarah Marie Hymas, Shira Jan, May Javid, Sabrina Ann Javier, Richelyn Beatrice Jessiel, Winona D. Jefferson, James Justin Germain Jr., Carson M. Young, Alanis Melina Jimenez, Jacqueline Jimenez, Yesenia Monique Jimenez, Brenda Judith Jimenez Gonzalez, Kira Alondra Jimenez Lima, Freddie Richard Jimenez Arroyo, Z. Jin, Eric Daniel Johansson, Aaron G. Johnson, Asia Star Johnson, Aset Shalom Johnson, Deja Johnson, Daja Latrice Johnson, Latori T. Johnson, Megan Ray Johnson Souza, Annika Jean Jones, Cynthia Maston Jones, David Elijah Jones, Daquan Rashid Jones, Tamika Jones, Talia Lenora Jones, Samantha Christine Joseph, Raji Joseph Salvaraj, Mayra G. Juarez, Brittany Lynn Juhala, Afnan Ahmad Kalan, Mandeep Kaur Kalon, Ryan Nathaniel Kalugdan, Delilah Salome Kars, Magina Kashyap, Amandeep Kaur, Amanit Kaur, Chitwant Kaur, Gurpinder Kaur, Jaspal Kaur, Punamdeep Kaur, Kathleen Diane Keating, Chandler Nishan Kelly, Ebony LaFrance Kemp, Vanessa Kampfoon, Mohammed Fayaz Khan, Zinat Khan, Mon Kat, Ini Kim, Leilani Marie Kim, Alexander Joel Curley, Heaven Claire, Aaron H. Coe, Michael Aaron Kodur, Helga Cohn, Vijaya Lakshmi Korupolu, Jessica Marie Kosnick, Monica Mijares Kugel, Jiaji Kuang, Pinky Kumari, Kin Wa Kung, Jason Alexander Coons, Alexander James Kurtz, Caitlin Kwan, Sharon Law, Eugene Lakaitis, Carla Javiera Lacayo, Alexis Ladiore, Amber Sherry Lafitte, Amiteshni Devi Lal, Vince Rajiv Lal, Joey Lamb, Cameron James Landavazo, Maria Luisa Lanza, Eunice Ajewa Ladby, Charlie Lath, Juliette May Laurent Michael, Shira Nadine Lau, Brenda T. Lee, Huang T. Juan Lee, Kuyen Dang Nok Lee, Courtney Lorraine Lee, Quan Hee Lee, Tak Sim Daisy Lee, Kwime Lei, Adriana M. Limas, Alyssa K. Leogrande, Eric Vladimir Leon, Suet Than Leon, Aaliyah Chanel Lewis, Misha Lewis, Jesus Claudio Leyva, Mei-Ling Lee, Shenglu Li, Jinyu Liang, Sijay Liang, Juan David Guan Yu Liang Liao, Jada Renee Liebelt, Jamie Liu, Mai Liu, Bruce G. Lilly, Finu Lilly, Alina R. Lyman, Chunyan Lin, Weijian Lin, Zhangjin Lin, Daniel Victor Liang, Kuaiping Liu, Xiaojin Liu, Michelle Liu Li, Hazel Lamas, Titus James Lowe, Jocelyn Herminia Loaiza, Darian Lee Lockhart, Jorge J. Loera. Jaslyn Bosco Lontoc. Celia E. Lopez. Eduardo Nolan Lopez. Elmer Otoniel Lopez. Iris Vanessa Lopez. Jacqueline Bernice Lopez. Jessica Lopez. Jessica Perez Lopez. Jonathan Alejandro Lopez. Carla Maria Lopez. Liliana Lopez. Sofia Valentina Lopez. Leonardo Timothy Lopez Chacon. Samantha Lopez Martinez. Andy Daniel Lopez Medrano. Lisette Lopez Cervantes. Delia J. Lopez Caloca. Danny Victor Loredo Levine. Retta Suzanne Luzzi. Nathan Christian Lukes. Zorena Samson Love. Alejandra C. Loza. Aliana Maggie Lucero. Edward Leland Lugo Lopez III. On Key Louis. Trisha Ann Lumagwe. Rafael Lumanlin. Monica Sofia Luna. Kevin Dewey Luong. Duke Tai Min Lu. Alicia Simone Lyles Betty. Dorcas Mabara. Alexandra Lopez Macatange. Donovan Lewis Madden. Enrique Joel Madrigal. Nicholas James Maestas. Patrick Cuevas Magadia. Jomar D. Magpilay. Eduardo Padillo Mahuse. Madison Antonia Majors. Victor Manuel Malagon. Eric Ramon Maldonado Larios. Armand Singh Malhai. Janae Antoinette Yambao Maligaya. Desiree Hannah Malari. Ramius Faope Maluya. Carla France Keffer Manalong. Yanira Lizeth Mancia. Brittany Bo Mangmoradeth. Sebastian Sitisak Manivan. Jasprit K. Mann. Vanessa Alexandra Monzo. Amira Tiny Imani Map. Georgina Maris Hernandez. Adriana Mariscal. Alex J. Marquez. Bianca Yvette Marquez. Matthew Sanchez Marquez. Martha P. Marquez Gamino. Nikiruka O. Maraquin. Derek Michael Marufo. Andre Deshawn Martin. Jairo I. Martin. Leanne Deanne Martin. Marvin Frank Martin. Brian Daryl Martin Ramirez. Alejandra Martinez. Alexis Monique Martinez. Alfredo Martinez. Andrew Jason Martinez. Caitlin Marie Martinez. Cynthia Lisette Martinez. Jessica Alene Santos Martinez. Mario Martinez. Perla Ruby Martinez. Sherry Ann Martinez. Lisbeth Martinez Contreras. Cristina Lorena Martinez Fragoso. Damaris Usairi Martinez Moreno. Consuelo Gina Martinez Quesada. Selena Angelian Martinez Rodriguez. Mark Ashley Mataban. Edgar Allen Mationg. Evelyn Del Carmen Mayoral. Angelica Jasmine Mayer Quinn. Brianna Lee McBride Lowe. Deja Michelle Marie McGee. Wason McIntyre. Aaron Robert Mackey. Lainey Leon McKinley. Catherine Rose McKinney. Brittany Ann McLeod. Lorenzo Julian Maderos. Savannah Ariana Madeiros. Phoebe Gail Medina. Sarah Pauline Medina Martinez. Leslie Medrano Abarca. Kartik Mera. Jacqueline Melendez. Melina Jasmine Mina Topete. Emily Lizette Mendez. Gabriela B. Mendez. Ronald Vladimir Mendez. Olga Mendez Castillo. Sarah Angelica Mendonca. Charina M. Mendoza. Cristina Teresa Mendoza. Ivana Liseth Mendoza. Logan Yoshimitsu Mendoza. Denise Mendoza Miranda. Lisette Mendoza Salas. Ashley Savino Mercado. Erica Samantha Ann Merritt. Katie Montes de Oca Sanchez. Somaya Meady. Seth Ronald Davis Mijares. Daniel Martin Mijares Rampa. Melissa Ann Milazzo. Brendan A. Miller. Mia Celeste Miranda. Marlene Mireles. Deja Mercedes Mixon. Lorena Molina. Yenar Andrea Moncada, Cameron Jacob Moniz, Yenya Yanira Monterosa, Eric Urabe Montoya, Steve Montoya, Alberto Mora, Melinda Mora, Angela Morales, Diego Anthony Morales, Eddie A. Morales, Elia Marta Morales, Jesus Manuel Morales, Maribel Morales, Miriam Edith Morales, Oscar Salvador Morales, Sandra Morales, Daniel Morales Ibarra, Brooke Ellison Moorhead, Diana Melissa Moreno, Sandra Denise Moreno, Marina Evgenivna Moretti, Anthony M. Morgan, Sarah Ann Moreland, Tidesha Takia Morris, Asia Lozano Morton, Melissa Jane Mosier, Diane Patricia Mochojo, Sarah Adele Mugarbel, Zara Monita Muchel, Mariah Leticia Munoz, Trevor Joseph Murphy, Beishta Murtaza, Medina Murtaza, Amen Mushtaq, Faeven Ogbay Musi, David Nazih Mustafa, Michaela Lynn Myers, Ahmad Javed Nabizada, Anita S. Nak, Viankutesh Nanda Prakur, Christina Nava, Daniel Nava, Omar Navarro, Yesenia Vanessa Navarro Flores, Angelique Jahoye Abdon Nebrez, Torian Key Nelson, Sudi Nima, Anthony Nicholas Neves, Amanda Lynn Nevius, Benita Eng, Jesse Eng, Victoria Lixon Neget, Na Mai No, Aiden Quang Nguyen, Amy Huang Nguyen, An N Nguyen, Caroline L. Nguyen, Dan C. Nguyen, Henry Nguyen, Juan Van Nguyen, Jeffrey Luan Nguyen, Johnny Than Nguyen, Kathy Tui Trang Nguyen, Lan T. Nguyen, Linchi Nok Nguyen, Lin T. Nguyen, Nia Tran Trung Nguyen, Nok Nguyen Nu Nguyen,
Nan T. Nguyen, Phong Tan Nguyen, Thomas T. Nguyen, Tong Juan Nguyen, Tina Fung Nguyen, Vai An Nguyen, Vai Tui Nguyen, Deanna Lorraine Nicholson, Noeli Nicole Niebla, Dominique Grace Noble, Nicole Marie Norton, Justin Ellen Nunez, Megan Hillary Nunn, Benjamin C. Nwangwu, Edward G. Ocampo, Osvelia Ocana, Janaina Jinju Ochoa, Jessica Ochoa, Wendy Isabel Ochoa Chang, Jennifer Ochoa Rodriguez, Maura Agnes Odalai, Mary Viviana Odar Rodriguez de Imans, Kenneth Ofigo, Olivia Olano, Maximo Alexander Oliver, Priscilla Oliver, Laura Gabriela Olmos Garcia, Carly Gail Olan, Chriselle Orantz Ong, Jeremy Dustin H. Orbacedo, Wendy Oropeza, Yesenia H. Oropeza, Gabriel Orozco, Marisa Lisette Ortega, Elizabeth Ortega Jimenez, Alexis Ortiz, Chadinma Marie Ortiz, Christine Marie Ortiz, Gabriel Joseph Ortiz, Jennifer Michelle Ortiz, Philip Anthony Ortiz, Roxana Elizabeth Ortiz, Antonia F. Ortiz Flores, Helda Lucia Ortiz Molina, Christina S. Ostel, Michael Andrew Owens, Gerardo Pacheco, Olga Milagro Pacheco, Joaquin Esteban Padilla, Sergio Enrique Padilla, Jared Michael E. Pagsolingan, Luke Richard Paulfalvi, Zeyuan Joe Pan, Clint Edgar Pangilinan, Francis Eric Claudio Panopio, Travis Xavier Zafra Paraiso, Bernard Christopher Paramore, Ryan T. Perilla, Lynette Joyce Perrin Batesting, Brittany Nicole Parker, Justin Vance Parker, Caitlin Rose Parker, Kayleen A. Pastrana, Nympha Patino Martin, Marina Denora Paz Ramirez, Dana Pazdirek, Frank Ryan Peacock, Scott Ellen Pierce, Eduardo Peña, Lucy Noeli Peña, Sebastian Peña, Valeria Gavino Peña, Sarah Estrellita Peña Garfias, Yasolín Peñado, Pedro Eduardo Peñalosa, Philip Penn. Remy Mary Jane Pennington. Marissa A. Peralta. Jessica Matilde Peria. Kimberly Florelis Pereira. Alberto Perez. Branulin Lynette Perez. Brianna Alyssa Perez. Carlos Eduardo Perez. Diana Teresa Perez. Eliobani Perez. Evangelina Perez. Iris Perez. Maria Elena Perez. Micaela Elizabeth Perez. Sonia Perez. Priscilla Monique Perez Cano. Michelle Natalie Perez Garcia. Jonathan Perez Zuniga. Ann Dewey Pham. Anthony Than Pham. Jason Pham. Lynn Tran Tuyet Pham. Tai Nagan Pham. Tram Nok Bao Pham. Vanessa Ida Pham. Vi Mai Pham. Vin Phan. Alyssa Marie Phillips. Evan Michael Picker. Aaron Miller Pierre. Kelly L. Pierre. Erika Esmeralda Pimentel. Karen Ellen Pinedo. Mayra Elizabeth Polanco. Daisy Narexi Polanco Cervantes. Madena Popal. Rashad Ahmed Popalzai. Erica Portocarrero. Mercedes Danielle Potts. Priscilla Prado. Ashana D. Prasad. Dylan Neil Prasad. Purnima Prasad. Jesus Preciado. Melia de la Cruz Prehula. Madeline Yvette Preza. Elise Shannon Price. Marjorie Prince. Carolina Alejandra Prisht. Jean-Paul William Prodigue. Brian David Pulizano. Erica Lopez Purification. Antidam Radfan Kara. Roanna Alexis Quiroga. Brenda Lisette Quiros. Sadika Rashid. Aaron Joshua Rabanal. Zuzana Bartek Radu. Nayuma Rai. Jatinesh Shiri Ram. Aisha Ramirez. Alejandra Ramirez. Christian Ramirez. Edith Yesenia Ramirez. Jocelyn A. Ramirez. Leonardo Antonio Ramirez. Leslie Vences Ramirez. Maria D. Ramirez. Melanie Sarai Ramirez. Monica A. Ramirez. Raymond R. Ramirez. Rebecca Alexis Ramirez. Omar Ramirez Guerrero. Manuel Ramirez Vega. Rodolfo A. Ramirez Vega, Juan Antonio Ramon, Erica Ramos, Juan Antonio Ramos, Maria G. Ramos, Nicole Pacho Ramos, Remigio Ramos, Kanessa D. Ramsey, Kiran Shahid Rana, Michael Sheen Renata, Dane Rangel, Lucero Rangel Moreno, Aniket R. Raval, Roma Rupam Raval, Brianna Leanne Ray, Christina Alexis Raymond, Christian Gail Alfonso Raimundo, Monica Rasca Raimundo, Gezal Raz, Andres Fernando Real Chavez, Anna Louise Reisman, Beatriz Elizab Malixi Reyes, Joseph Brandon Ilagan Reyes, Mark Reyes, Matthew J. I. Reyes, Laura Vanessa Reyes Barrera, Edgar Reyes Lara, John J. Raimundo, Richard Anthony Reynaga, Cesar Reynoso, Genevieve Rayala Reynoso, Jacqueline A. Richardson, Stephen A. Kell Richardson, Jacqueline Alexandra Rico, Juan Jesus Rico, Carla Nicole Riestra, Hannah Rose Rincon, Valeria Rios del Real, Claudia A. Risco, Clara Luz Rivas, Larry Rivas Fernandez, Jose Walter Rivas Ugaz, Emily del Rosario Rivera, Rebecca Isabel Rivers, Farwa Rizwan, Samantha Lee Roberts, Ashanti Luvinia Robinson, Skylar Miles Robinson, Ziza Bautista Robles, Marie Alyssa de la Cruz Robleza, Katrina Ann Rocco, Alyssa Beatrice Rocha, Sean Jorge Rocha, Nicole J. Roche, Beatriz Rodello, Angela Nicole Rogers, Daniela Yvette Rodriguez, Darlene Rodriguez, Jacqueline Rodriguez, John Philip Rodriguez, Laura Rodriguez, Vanessa Beatriz Rodriguez, Yolanda Jocelyn Rodriguez, Ana Karen Rodriguez Carranza, Leta Jane Rogers, Brenda Lisette Rojas, Delfine Rollins, Alejandra Romero, Jocelyn Cristo Romero, Maxine Gamboa Ramualdo, Ming Rong, Jennifer S. Rosa, Leah Soleil Rosa, Anay Virandiana Rosales, Angelica Rosales, Alma Raquel Rosas, Janet Araceli Rosas, Lorena Rosas, Rachel Lillian Rosenberg, Xavier Rowden, Agina Marie D. Rowley, Alejandro Everardo Rubalcalva, Alexander Jesse Ruiz, Denise Ruiz, Leslie Judith Rubalcalva Lopez, Virginia Margarita Safi, Sean Keo Saturn, Mayra Noemi Sagastume Orellana, Tiana E. Salazar, Maribel Salcedo, Michelle Mancao Salcedo, Nancy Salcedo, Veronica M. Saldivar, Pendar Salemi, Gladys Samaniego, Jason Samuel, Keith LaShawn Samuel Jr., Brandon Royce San Nicolas, Alyssa Tuano San Pedro, Adrian Ivan Sanchez, Daniel Jose Sanchez, Fedra Sanchez, Julio Israel Sanchez, Monica Serena Sanchez, Brianna M. Sanchez Estes, Christopher Sanchez Tisac, Jaime Sanchez Vasquez, Marissa Lorraine Sandage Valencia, Brianna Ray Mahukulani Sanders, D'Angela Marie Sanders, Amdeep Sandhu, Gerline Kaur Sandhu, Yahira Alejandra Sandoval, María de Lourdes Santa de Quile, Ana Esmeralda Santiago, Dulce Yesenia Santiago, Josefina Nápoles Santiago, Laries Ann Florentina Santiago, Ashley Leonido Santiano, Eugene Navarro Santos, Adriana Karina Santos Ortiz, Darlene Elizabeth Sarat Macario, Dean De Leon Sarmiento, Nico Antoni Savaides, Carenza Taruna Saw, Chase A. Scannell, Young Yu Hayakawa Sharf, Alejandra Mikhail Schimmels, Yonwa Monica Schleifer, Sky Ryan Schott, Eslamadin Masood Sedigi, Angelina Shante Segura Scott, Neha Segal, Manuel Sencion, Nicholas James Serini, Liliana Yamilet Serrano, Doris Setefano, Tylee Vaimila Sal Manutafa, Vanessa Morales Schaefer, Amer Shakil, Ashta Chandra Kumar Sharma, Kathleen Rianne Shaw, Fatima Shear, Jael Shen, Christopher James Sherman, Priscilla Ann Shiner, Nicolette Chantel Sophia Shiam, Madiha Siddiqui, Arlene Sidhu, Harpreet Kaur Sidhu, Brian Sierra, Michelle Cifuentes, Yvonne Silva Rodriguez, Ronaldo Ray A. Silverio, Francis Veronica Ariano Simos, Onika Carey Simpson, Aman Singh, Amisha Singh, Amantir Singh, Harneet Singh, Jaspal Singh, Jasvinder Singh, Jonathan Aquino Singh, Kivraj Singh, Tyrone Jules Aquino Singh, Tammy Tomasina Slaughter, Dylan Mark Smith, Eric R. Smith, Janaea Antoinette Smith, Logan Michael Ray Smith, Ramir Lashad Smith, Janelle Darice Sneed, Pawan Kaur Sohal, Kyle Andrew Dominguez Soriano, Elisa Sosna, Enrique Carlos Sotelo, Candy E. Soto, Jasmine Elizabeth Soto, Francis Soto Morales, Jaden Malaki Sounmi Figueroa, Ashley Elizabeth Staley, Blaze Arthur Stanfield, Hannah Francis Stanley, Keisha Navon Stanley, Michelle Ann Stefanak, Ryan Thomas Steplinger, Nicholas Stewart, Vesteria Maria Stilson, Christina Ann Stump, Sandeep Suman, Diamond Lede Servine, Josh Patrick Swaggerty, Stacy Marie Swaggerty, Letty Swanson, Skylar Morgan Swearington, Jabari Brian Legrand Sweet, Kyle Joseph Sylvia, Caitlin Renee Ta, Sydney Lacoste Taberos, Kristen Elaine Tabuyo, Luisa Nanis Tafuna, Christina Angelica Tagalan Cruz, Rico Takahara, Cassandra Lisbeth Talavera, Isaiah A. Talmadge, Andy Tang, Diamond Queen Tang, Hualin Tang, Jiuwan Tang, Charbel Simon Tanios, Rosemary Canotal Tanhoko, Kritsana Tank, Margaret Jove Portello Tantai, Alejandra Tapia, Jennifer Lynn Tapia Smith, Lorenzo Dante Galera Taruk, Eduardo Tate Jr., Myrna Tafik, Richard Talon, Pamela Michelle Temple, Daniela A. Terrazas, Tristan Lord Terry Henry, Jesse Robbie Thang, Maylwin Thant, Karen Thierry, Danielle Shia Thomas, Ebony Sherry Thomas, Maisha Tahira Yasmin Thomas, Amber Cipriana Thompson, Griffin Chase Thompson, Benjamin Patrick Tiafe, Aika Camille S. Tiatko, Renzmarian Magiliman Tiatko, Carla Cecilia Tijero, Evelyn Claire Tyndall, Bianca Leonor Tirado, Alexander Tiare Terfe, David Coy To, Min To, Julia P. Tobias, Karen G. Tolefri Jackson, Genevieve T. Tolentino, Kara Han Cheung Tong, Kuvin Clyde Carter Tongson, Nargis Tarabi, Jenalyn May Torai, Ana Karen Torres, Leandro Leonel Torres Mantilla, Jason Tiu Tram, Andy Triu An Tran, Anthony Nguyen Tran, Anthony Tran, Darcy Maria Tran, Dewey T. Tran, Gina Tran, Kuyen Nok Tran, Tu T. Kim Tran, Tu T. Nok Tran, Lorena Francisca Trejo, Marlon Trejo, Isabel Denise Trevino, Louis Miles Trujillo, Virginia Trujillo, Reina Monique Nicole Trujillo Viorato, Angela H. Trong, Annie Mong Trin Trong, T. Kim Lone Trong, Violet Olivia Trong, Wen Wei Kevin Seng, Saini O. Tuita, Mongzul Tumurbat, Miguel Angel Ureño, Vanessa Nicole Ureño, Ezekiel Emmanuel B. Ustare, Vicente Jr. Vaca, Kevin Cosico Valdiabea, John Christopher Valdez, Erica R. Valencia, Liliana G. Valerio Rico, Rosario V. Valle, Logan Charles Van Hill, Brianna Jade Vargas, Thomas Anthony Vargas, Gustavo Alberto Vasquez, Melissa Marie Vasquez, Michael Felix Vasquez, Lillian Vasquez Garabay, Alexia Anaí Vasquez, Eleazar C. Vasquez, Jessica Cristina Vasquez, Nayeli Vanessa Vasquez, Isaiah Vincent Veal, Stacy Michelle Vecchioli, Esli Yunwe Velasco, Francisco Javier Velasco, Cesar Velasquez, Cristina Marie Veloso, Shruti Sati Anarayana Vemula, Angelica Maria Ventura. Raquel Vera Mijares. Jasmine Monique Verduzco. Jacqueline Angelica Vertiz Romero. Epenesa Victor Tuyafiso. Zyrus Trix Victoria. Yoharic Alejandro Villa. Jessica E. Vialta. Shairel Tancinco Villaluz. Francisco J. Villanueva. Siboni Villanueva. Jimena Vieda. Melanie Viela. Jaylene Viveros Soto. Felicia Marie Vizcara. Tran Lee Con Vo. Jocelyn Von Tersch. Kayang Vong. Cassandra Valeria Vonnegut. Dung Duc Vu. Austin Vuong. Chelsea Ray Walker. Devin Malik Walker. Jessica Walters. Jiawen Wang. Zan Wang. DeAndrea Ward. Lakesha Sherelle Ward. Marvin Milton Warren. Alexis Tiana Waters. Ariana Amira Webb. Micah I. Webster Butler. Yannick Waite Kemper. Lee Morris West Jr. Kelvin Richard Westbrook. Komari Jai White. Yayari Vataya White. Stacy Marie Whiteside. Asia Shani Wycliffe. Sivarupi Sureka Wijayaratnam. Rochelle Marie Wilkerson. Jacob Reed Wilkins. Gabrielle Anne-Marie Williams. Homer LeVarn Williams. Keith Richard Williams. Marcus Gordon Willimus. Stephanie N. Willoughby. Jacob John Wilson. Matthew Keith Wilson. Tina Marie Wilson. James Michael Wimsett. Raphael James Windsor. Austin Wong. Joseph Ivan Wong. Megan Lee Ann Wong. Sebastian Kai A. Woodson. Wayne Wu. Kinhua Wu Yi. Peijun Jian. Jiwan Zhao. Justin K. Shu. Xing Chao Shu. Alejandra Yanez. Cindy Giselle Yanez. Nathan Louis Yanez. Chan Wing Yang. Jijian Yang. Yongzan Yao. Paul D. Ibarra. Jamie Yi. Elena Ray York. Dina Eunice. Tiffany S. Young. Ahmad Mehdi Yousefi, Andrew Hao Wen Yu, Julie Hui King Yu, Martin Yi Chung Yu, Raven Juliet Yu, Jiawen Yu, Yushen Yu, Aaron Yuen, Angelica May D. Umal, Abdul Movin Zain, Karen Lucia Zambrana, Cesar Manuel Zambrano, America Zamora, Soledad Zamora, Isabela Estrella Zamudio, Cristina E. Zarate, Ana Berta Zavala, Nidia Lisbeth Zavala Padilla, Ahmad Vincent Zaidan, Wegama Hena Zemarialai, Jianbeng Zhang, Mejia Zhang, Na Zhang, Qiuju Zhang, Xiaoji Zhang, Katie Sheng, Peiyao Sheng, Nui Yun Yen Shi, Brian Thomas Zimmerman, Rebecca Zuleta, Irene Violeta Zuniga,
Thank you. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Chabot Las Positas Community College District Board of Trustees and the State of California, I confer on each of you the Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, Certificate of Achievement, and/or Certificate of Proficiency and Certificate. Congratulations, class of 2021. As a symbol of your being awarded your degree or certificate, you may now move the tassel on your cap from the right side to the left. This graduation is now ended. Congratulations.